I mean, this is just a disaster, isn't it? It's just an absolute disaster. I don't even know where to begin. We had a week off. We've gone to Dubai. I just got to sit back and watch Liverpool draw to Everton in a game where, let's be honest, we really don't have anything to worry about. This game, this game meant nothing. Like, I'm seeing Arsenal fans online celebrating as if Liverpool still aren't 7 points clear of us. And look at this team. Look at this team. So Havertz, we already knew this, but Havertz suffered a hamstring injury, though it's unclear at this stage how serious the problem is. I'm going to tell you right now, we now know. When this article did come out, we did not know how long he would be out for, but now we do. Kai Havertz will be out for the rest of the season. He will be out for the rest of the season. And I mean, where do you even begin? We are fucked. Like, I genuinely want other Arsenal fans to realise this. We are fucked. We have 3 fit attackers now. 3 available first team forwards for our game on the weekend against Leicester City. Away at the King Power Stadium. Leicester are shit. We should be beating them. They have 1 win in 5 and it was against fucking Tottenham. But I don't even know if we will. Because our front 3, unless we want to start some random academy player that's never even played a game for Arsenal, our front 3 is going to be Nwaneri, Trossard and Sterling. However you want to arrange them, whether you want to put Trossard up front, whether you want to put Nwaneri up front, Sterling can play on either wing. That will be our front 3. Those 3 guys will all start up front on the weekend, unless Arteta does some crazy shit and plays like Calafiori up front or like Tierney on the wing. That's what I've been seeing Arsenal fans talking about on Twitter. And it all comes down to the transfers. It all comes down to poor recruitment. Because Arsenal beat Everton. We were talking about Liverpool drawing at Everton. Last season at the Emirates, Arsenal beat Everton on the final day of the season. And we finished, was it 2 points behind Man City in the end? I think it was 2 points behind them. And I mean, we had the perfect opportunity. The perfect opportunity to go and sign some players and to go and win the Premier League title. And even in January, and I'm going to get to January after, but in the summer we signed nobody. Our only we signed Mikel Merino, Calafiori, and then brought in Sterling and Eto'o on loan. Everyone knew that we needed a forward. Helen Keller could see that we needed a forward. We needed world-class forwards. We go and we sell Smith Rowe, we sell Nketiah, we loan out Reece Nelson, we loan out Fabio Vieira. That's 4 attacking players that a lot of Arsenal fans knew we needed to move on from. But what's the point if we're not going to bring someone in? Because I wanted those players sold as well. I'd take him back in a heartbeat. You think I wouldn't take Eddie Nketiah? We literally have nobody. You think I wouldn't take Emil Smith Rowe to start on the left for Arsenal over Raheem Sterling? Absolutely I would. Because we didn't replace anybody. And then you get to January, where we lose our star player just before the transfer window. Literally right before the transfer window. I think it was a week before the January window opened. Do Arsenal go and sign a forward? No. Do Arsenal even try? No. The only business that we did in the summer was a disgusting, pathetic attempt at signing Ollie Watkins on deadline day. A £60 million bid. And then we basically just offered the same thing again. I mean, you're taking the piss, aren't you? You're genuinely taking the piss. It's just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And the situation that the club is in now is on the board. It's on the recruitment. It is not on Arteta. It is not on the players. Don't get me wrong. The players have been a little bit disappointing, yeah? But it's on the recruitment. The recruitment is the problem. Because we didn't sign anybody. Despite the fact that Mikel Arteta has been crying for forwards all season long, and even last season, we didn't sign anybody. We had 2 transfer windows to bring in world-class forwards, any forwards by that matter, and we didn't. We didn't. Let's take a look at Arsenal's fixtures. Let's take a look at our upcoming fixtures. Obviously we have Leicester on the weekend. Then we have West Ham at home. Then we have Forest away. That'll be a tough game. But I want to draw your attention to this one. Chelsea at home. You know how I talked about those available forwards? The 3 available forwards that we have? Well, guess what? Raheem Sterling's on loan, which means he will not be fit for that game. And the injuries that we have, they're not little niggles. They are long term. Havertz, as I said, is out for the season. Saka's going to be out. I'm assuming that he's going to still be injured for that game. Martinelli will probably still be out for that game. Jesus is out for the season as well. We might genuinely not have anybody. We might genuinely not have a single player available for this game. It's just pathetic. It is. It's just pathetic, and the board are who I have to blame. I mean, this really just shows how delusional we were to think that we actually had the squad to win the league. I mean, I use Liverpool as an example all the time. I know that today they played like shit, but if you just look at that team, obviously Bukayo Saka is our version of Mo Salah. He's not the same player, I'm not saying he is, but he's our Salah. He is important to us the same way that Salah is important to Liverpool. Who's our Gakpo? Who are you going to sit here and tell me is our Gakpo? Is it Havertz? Is it Martinelli? Is it Trossard? Is it Nwaneri? Because he's the closest thing we have to a Gakpo. Liverpool's entire front 3 starts for our team. Forest's entire front 3 starts for our team. City's entire front 3 starts for our team. I mean, we are talking about competing for a Premier League title. And we are going to be starting Trossard and Sterling. And look, fans are going to sit here and they're going to cry about, oh, we're unlucky because of injuries. Have some fucking accountability. Like, genuinely have some accountability. Because we knew how thin our squad was. The board knew how thin our squad was. Arteta knew how thin our squad was. And they did nothing. They did fuck all. And it's embarrassing. It is. We are the reason that we are in this position. Not Liverpool. Yeah? It's not because Liverpool are too good. Because I'm telling you right now, if we signed Gyökeres and Nico Williams, and actually replaced the players that we sold, we would be top of the league right now. Or we would at least be competing. Maybe Liverpool would be better, but we would be competing. Imagine if we had Smith Rowe while Odegaard was out injured. Imagine if we had Bakayoko while Saka's been out injured. Imagine if we had Gyökeres to win us that United game, to win us that Everton game, to win us that Fulham game. And don't get me wrong, I actually don't think Havertz has been terrible. Everyone's been slating Havertz. I don't think he's been the main problem. The main problem is that he's the best we've got. In terms of what he's done, he's been available ever since we signed him. He's only missed a handful of games. He's put in 100% effort every single game. He always tries. You cannot fault his work rate. He's just not good enough. So despite what you think of Havertz, this is terrible. This is actually terrible. Because we have nobody. Literally nobody. I know it was a little bit of a rant. Let's just take the rest of this video to talk about the Merseyside derby, because I don't think it has any implications on our season whatsoever. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. Don't know why it's so big. But yeah, let's talk about the Merseyside derby because I just thought it was a really entertaining game. Everton 2, Liverpool 2. What I think was actually a pretty good, pretty fair result. If anything, I think Everton got a little bit unlucky. And it's funny seeing all the Liverpool fans crying about Michael Oliver. We told you. We told you. They all laughed at us. They all told us that we were delusional, that we didn't have any accountability, which I believe, by the way. But yeah, we tried to tell them that he's not fit to ref. But this was one of the best games of the season. Excuse me, probably the best Premier League game of the season. I thought Everton were exceptional. I mean, they were very unlucky to go 2-1 down. When Salah scored that goal, I mean, just a nice little finish, easy finish for Mo Salah. I think he's got 36 goal contributions in the Prem now. Just an absolute joke. But yeah, I thought that Everton played really well. I did. Um, Liverpool were poor, especially in that second half. I mean, it was a good finish from Beto to put them 1-0 up. Then McAllister scores a header. It was a great cross from Mo Salah. Other than those two moments, Salah didn't do everything. But again, he was there. He was there when they needed him to be. And I know they didn't win the game. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, it was 1-1 at half time. I thought that it was a pretty even game. I mean, the stats really do tell the story. I mean, 3 shots each. Neither team really created anything. They took the 2 chances that they had. It was a great set piece from Everton. And yeah, the second half was different. I thought Everton thoroughly outplayed Liverpool in that second half. And the stats do show it. I mean, less possession, but 7 shots. 7 shots to Liverpool's 3. They only had 3 shots in either half. They really weren't able to create anything. And Everton laid the blueprint on how to stifle this Liverpool team. I know they didn't win, but just don't let Gravenberch get on the ball. I thought it was one of Gravenberch's least effective games of the season. I mean, he only had the 20 completed passes. He was subbed off after an hour because he just wasn't impacting the game whatsoever. Yeah, they just didn't let Gravenberch get on the ball. And when Gravenberch isn't on the ball, Liverpool struggle to move it forward. You know, it was a lot of recycling possession. You know, if we go back to the stats, they didn't really have it doesn't show the momentum. They didn't really have much momentum throughout the game. I mean, they weren't really able to create much, as I said. But it was just a great game. I mean, that ending. Oh my god, that ending. Tarkovsky. Pretty much the last kick of the game. He's made a run forward, yeah? This guy. He is. How old is Tarkovsky? He's a 32-year-old centre half, yeah? And he's just made a run forward in the last minutes of the game. And he scored a beautiful finish. Just slapped it into the top corner. Broken Liverpool's hearts. And what ensued, I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, like, you've got Doucouré and Curtis Jones getting into an altercation. I think Doucouré was taunting the fans. Curtis Jones was having none of it. The referee goes and sends both them off. And then literally right after, Arne Slot. I didn't even see what Arne Slot did. But Arne Slot gets sent off too. I've heard it was for an aggressive handshake. If that's the case, then the game's gone. I mean, you can look at it one or two ways, yeah. You can say this was prime Barclays. We saw, you know, heaps of fiery, we saw these fiery altercations. But you can also look at it in the fact and say, why were these guys sent off? Sending 3 people off in a Merseyside derby after the final whistle is a joke. And we were also seeing them go in for big challenges. I thought, as I said before, Michael Oliver was appalling. And he always is. He's always shocking. I thought that there were blatant challenges he wasn't giving. Then soft fouls he was. He was basically just listening to the crowd. He was booking in players left, right and centre, although it was quite fiery. But yeah, he's just a joke of a ref, isn't he? And Liverpool fans finally understand it now. But yeah, I just thought that was a really, really entertaining game. I loved every minute of it. I was pretty much watching it as a neutral because I did not real I did not really care how this game ended. It was funny seeing Liverpool drop points, and in the last Merseyside derby ever, seeing Everton get a result in the way they did, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful, poetic football. This is what the Premier League is all about. And I mean, yeah, it was a really, really entertaining game. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see these teams play at Anfield. I don't think it's going to be the same because there was also the whole thing of it being the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Um, yeah, just really, really great stuff. And the reason I don't care is because look at that table now. Liverpool are 7 points clear of Arsenal. Arsenal have no fit attackers. I'm not looking at Liverpool. I'm looking down the table. I mean, if we'll look at the fixtures later, but I think Man City play Newcastle. I'm looking at that game hoping that it's a draw. Because if we beat Leicester and that game's a draw, then we go 12 points clear of 11 points clear, sorry, of the both of them. That's a big result. I'm watching Nottingham Forest against who are they playing? I don't even know who Nottingham Forest are playing. But I'm tuning into that game hoping that Forest drop points. I'm tuning into Chelsea against Brighton, I think, hoping that Chelsea drop points. I'm looking down. I'm not looking at Liverpool because Arsenal fans, if you think that we're actually going to be in this title race up until the end of the season, if you think we're in the title race now, you're just deluded. I'm just praying that we get that second because say what you want about what a trophy second is, it matters. We have to finish second. Oh, there's the momentum. I'm fucking blind. So yeah, Liverpool did have quite a bit of momentum late in the game because I feel like Liverpool were at their best after their goal, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction video, but let's just take a quick look at these matchups. Yeah, Chelsea versus Brighton. That's an interesting time slot. Chelsea versus Brighton. That'll be an interesting game that I'm gonna watch. Arsenal versus Leicester. Obviously, I'm gonna be watching that game. And then Forest play Fulham away. Potential difficult fixture. Villa should beat Ipswich. City Newcastle's a nice game to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching that one out of all of the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Southampton Bournemouth, dead. West Ham Brentford, not many people would be watching that. Palace Everton could be interesting. And then obviously on Super Sunday you've got Liverpool taking on Wolves at Anfield, and then the big one, Spurs versus United. So yeah, decent week of Premier League fixtures. I'm happy the Premier League's back. Not to watch my club, but just because I love the Premier League. And then just taking another look at maybe the bottom areas of the table. Everton level on points with Spurs. They're now 10 points clear of the drop zone. They're in no danger of getting relegated. It's a 4-horse race. It's a 4-horse race. You've got Southampton who are done, and then you've got Ipswich, Leicester, and Wolves. Sort of three teams battling it out for one survival spot. I do think Wolves will survive. I just think that Leicester and Ipswich don't have enough quality. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the Premier League. But the main focus was on this Havertz injury. And yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is. And we only have ourselves to blame. There's no one else. You can't blame the refs. You can't blame anyone. It's just us. We didn't sign. We didn't do enough in 2 transfer windows, and it's left our squad extremely thin. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get more content from me. I know that I haven't really been posting on YouTube at all. I do actually think this is my first video of the new year, but I'm going to be trying to post more to YouTube when I can. I will be, doing content for the Premier League this weekend. I might also do a watch along for the Arsenal game on here. I'm mainly turning my attention to TikTok. You can go follow my TikTok, just Ekis4, That's my at. Just go follow my TikTok. I do like bi-daily lives. I think I do about 3 to 4 lives a week. I should be live on TikTok as well, watching the Leicester game. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.